Hi everyone. So we're going to get started now, and welcome to our cross-culture symposium. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over a brief introduction of global youth philanthropy, and then we'll have our speaker Josie Chow explain some cultural aspects of her life in Japan. Okay, sorry about that. I think I lagged. Let me just try to do that again. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the first programs that GYP has. So the first thing is that if you want to practice your English and have more volunteering opportunities, you can become a prime member of GYP student clubs. So what this means is that you get guaranteed 3 or more admissions in GYP's short training courses on debate, history, graphic design, other aspects. If you want to like,
你和他好朋友，你不知道他们。
all right, I would just like, if it would be cool if you guys could just mute if you're not gonna have something to say, and that would help the meeting run more smoothly. So the second thing is that you'll get better access to GYP student activities, including mock debates, intercultural seminars, which is what we're doing right now, and having access to student leader positions. So you're eligible to apply for the GYP Volunteer Award as well as PVSA, which are all great opportunities to help you in your career. Okay, so the second thing then is that Global Youth Philanthropy is an educational nonprofit registered in Massachusetts, which is in Boston, and it started in March of 2020. So basically, GYP Boston has 501 US federal tax exemption status, which basically just means it's a very certified organization. And it's also a certified organization for the President's Volunteer Service Award. So this means that GYP can help you get this award, which is very good. It's a very good opportunity. The last thing is that GYP is a nonprofit partner of the Boston Government Youth Engagement and Employment Program. So GYP is a very credible organization that can help you get a lot of opportunities. If you'd like to know more about GYP, you can scan this QR code here, and I'll give you guys around like 5 seconds to scan it, and that would be great. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next slide now. So the last thing is that GYP, again, is an official certified organization for the President's Volunteer Service Award, which is PVSA for short. And this is just a little bit more about that award. Because this award doesn't accept applications from individuals, GYP is actually one of the only organizations that can help you get this award. And as one of the PVSA certified organizations, GYP can help you apply for this award for their student volunteers. So if you get involved in GYP, they're able to help you get this award. Additionally, PVSA applicants must be at least 5 years old and have to be US citizens or green card holders. So this means that if you don't live in the US, or if you're not a US citizen, or if you don't have a green card, unfortunately, you're not able to get this. But I understand that a very large majority of GYP's like student body is in the US, so this will still be useful for most of GYP students. And last thing is that GYP yearly volunteer hours counting period is from October 1st to September 30th of the year. So if you do any volunteer hours from this period, you're able to get these hours, and GYP is able to help you apply for the PVSA award. Okay, so the next thing is the GYP Volunteer Award, which is more of an award that's within the organization itself. So the trademark of the GYP Volunteer Award and its logo is registered in the state of Massachusetts. So this means that it's actually a very credible award that is seen as important, especially if you're applying to universities in America. And similar standards such as PVSA is intact, but I've already explained that. And they accept applicants worldwide though, so you don't have to be like a US citizen or you don't have to have a green card. The applicant has to be registered, however, with GYP Boston for at least 6 months in advance, and each candidate will have a mentor. And the GYP Volunteer Award candidates must send a GYP volunteer hour summary every 3 months in order to be considered eligible and to be considered for this award. Okay, so one of the things that GYP is doing is the Sustainability and Humanitarian Club. So it's also GYP Publication Club, and I'll briefly go over both of them. So the first thing is what the Sustainability and Humanitarian Club does is they try to advance environmental sustainability by empowering youth to take the lead in humanitarian efforts. And in order to achieve these goals, they do this through various initiatives, including research writing, seminars, and various youth-led events. And the second thing that GYP is doing currently is the GYP Publication Club. So GYP will be releasing their first ebook, Mosaic, which will be published at the end of 2023. And so students with graphic design skills, organization skills, and writing skills are welcome to join this club. Okay, so the last thing probably is going to be the Intercultural Symposium and the Debate Club. The GYP Intercultural Symposium is actually what we're doing right now. It's a unique platform that fosters inclusivity, diversity, and global awareness among the youth. And we've already done Iranian culture, and today we're doing Japanese culture. And it's the summer of 2023, so happy that you guys are all here. The second thing then is the GYP Boston Debate Club. So there's regular entry-level debate skills classes and debate practice classes. And there's also going to be seminars and exchange events with international schools worldwide in order to help kids get involved in debate and maybe practice their English as well. Okay, so the last thing is if you guys want to know more about GYP, of course, please feel free to scan this QR code as well. GYP also has a website as well as a YouTube channel. And if you need more information, please feel free to go to info@globalyouthphilanthropy.org. And I'll also just type this link in the chat. Okay, here you go. Okay, now we'll go on to our presentation from Josie. All right, Josie, if you would like to share your slideshow, we can get started with the presentation. Okay, Josie just told me that she's looking for her presentation right now. So you'll have to wait for around like 1 minute or so.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today I am delighted to present to you a brief introduction to Japan. Our country has its rich culture, fascinating history, and breathtaking landscape. And most importantly, I would like to take you on a journey beyond the surface to explore aspects of Japan that are often not widely known, such as daily life in Japan and my personal experience in Japanese schools. Together, we will delve into the depth of Japan, uncovering its hidden treasure one by one. I'm sorry. First, I would like to introduce myself as a speaker. And sorry, can I use the animation in Zoom about PowerPoints?
I think if your slideshow allows you to do it, then
Okay. It's a little bit difficult to read, but my name is Joji Chao, and Chao is my Chinese family name, and my Japanese name is Ime Tokumizu. I am learning horse riding, figure skating, and one of my strengths is that I can speak 3 languages fluently. Each of them is Chinese, Japanese, and English, and little bit English, I think. Now I study every day with the goal of entering Waseda University in Japan. It's a very difficult university in Japan. And let's go back to the main topic and talk a little bit about why I decided to give this presentation today. In city in Japan, you can find that some Japanese people give strange look to foreigners or avoid them. It seems that some individual perceive foreigners as danger due to basic reporting by the media. I understand this situation, but it's very sad to see people think they are danger without knowing anything about other people's country, lifestyle, or language. So it made me realize that if we take the time to understand each other, understand of where we are from, we can support and create a better world together. The world is filled with diverse individuals, but I aspire to a world where we can respect and admire one another without prejudice. That's why I decided to start by introducing everyday life in Japan to everyone. Yeah, I think most people are probably already know about Japan location, but just in case, it is an island nation located in East Asia, and the country consists of 4 main islands: Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku, along with numerous smaller islands. And okay, I live in Tokyo. Here, you can see the gray mark. The capital city of Japan, center of politics, economy, and culture at the same time. And the landmarks such as the towering Tokyo Skytree and the Meiji Shrine and Shibuya Crossing. You can see the little picture under the PowerPoints. And the introduction is finished. Next, I will like to share my experience of living in Japan in my 6 years Japanese school life. I can clearly remember that February 27th, 2017, I moved to Japan with my parents. I took this picture from the airplane. And you can see that white peak is Mountain Fuji, which is Japan's most highest mountain. And in March, I moved to Tokyo from Chiba, the city around Tokyo. And April, I started school which name was Mitaka City Dairoku Middle School. With this. And before I introduce my school life, I would like to describe the Japanese education systems because there is a big difference with other countries. First, the 6334. In Japanese education system refers to the years of schooling in different stages. 6 years of elementary school, 3 years of middle school, and 3 years of high school, and 4 years of university. And in Japan, they have a period of education that all children are required to attend by law. It's called compulsory education. It consists of 6 years of elementary school and 3 years of middle school, totaling 9 years. During this period, children have to go to school and to learn a basic level of knowledge and skill. Okay, and back to my school life. Japanese schools start from April and end in March. We have an entrance ceremony of middle school and the graduation ceremony. It's our teacher. And in Japanese school, we have a school rules that like the length of our hair and the way to tie your hair and the length of skirts. And sometimes it's very hard and difficult, but we have to do this. Yes, I took this photo in my class on the morning of the middle school graduation ceremony. Everyone's message and name were written on the blackboard like, "Thanks everyone, I have a wonderful memory with our class." It's deep moved me. And I hear most of American school or Canadian school have the system is about maybe 2 term, but in Japan it's 3 term system. First is April to July. The second is September to December, and third is January to March. This is the school year, and we have 3 vacations. The biggest vacation is summer vacation, as you see, but in Japan, we always have homework of this vacation, and we have a lot of homework in summer vacation especially. And in Japanese school, the daily schedule typically consists of various subjects. It often starts with a homeroom, followed by class like math, Japanese language, social studies, science, English, and PE. Additionally, students may have a lesson in arts, music, or home economics, and many. And the schedule also includes short break and lunchtime. Afternoon classes may vary depending on the school and the grade level. Actually, in Japanese high school, we don't have to pick class, but teacher decide our classes. And we have the homeroom class every day. And when we take class with this homeroom class member. So class member is always same. And most of case, students don't have to move class, but teacher have to move class. In case of like art class or computer class, students have to go to the teacher's classroom, but it's kind of like a special. Also, Japanese high school class don't separate the subject like science class. And I hear American schools separate to biology and technology and many class, but Japanese school don't separate them. We have all of them in same book. Maybe in university of college, they separate the subject, but in high school we don't. And as you can see in the photo, is we have a uniform in high school and middle school, and they usually consist of a traditional silo style uniform for girls, which includes a skirt and maybe black or blue blazer. And boys often wear dark colored, a button-up shirt and a blazer. The uniform are typically across school, and it's based on the school's design and color. And sometimes a well-designed school uniform can increase popularity of the school. Students wear their uniform with pride as a symbol of belonging to their respective schools and like equality among students. But some students around the world and many Japanese students complain about having to wear uniform. School uniform have a number of personal and academic advantage for students. This is important because students who attend the same school usually come from a variety of economic backgrounds. So one benefit of having school uniform is that they make it difficult to to judge rich student and poor student. So everyone is equal when they wear their school uniform. And I think this is why most of Japanese school have school uniform. So everyone looks same. And now, okay, the school introduction is over now, and my 6-year school life begins. First, April 2017, I have started my middle school life. It was a public middle school, looks similar to most Japanese school. Yes, we have a big ground and we have a school building. In Japan, public school are government funded education institutions that provide free education to students. Public school are divided into elementary school, middle school, and high school. And we will learn many things in our public school, like education, culture, sports, science, and technology. Public school also plays important activities such as sports club, culture club, and other after-school programs. And school festival and events are common, creating a vibrant and active school community. Overall, public school play an important role in shaping the education and future of young learners in Japan. And on my first day of middle school in Japan, I realized some difference from China and other countries. It's in Japan, you have to change your street or outdoor shoes into the to the indoor shoe before you enter your school building. And indoor shoes are special shoes that student, teachers, and visitors wear inside the school building. I hear they are helping in keeping the school floor clean and tidy. And indoor shoes vary in color and design depending on the school and grades. So it's very easy to know which grade are you from the shoes. And next, I was surprised by the Japanese school lunch. In Japanese, we call it kyushoku. And school lunch are a unique aspect of the education system. These lunches are provided to students during school hours and know from their balance and tests. And we have the menu of school lunch, and the menu is changed every day, every month, and every year. And the menu are carefully planned to include of dishes such as rice, miso soup, and main course, usually fish or meats, vegetable, and fruits. Yes, and in addition, students often take part in serving and clean up after meals, encourage a sense of responsibility and teamwork. Okay, and during my school days, we did not allowed to bring our smartphone into school, so I couldn't take pictures. But and these pictures is I from and look is I searched on the internet, and the school lunch were generally like this. And you can see the pictures in the bottom right. Yes, and I think someone might notice from these pictures. In Japan, there are different classes for each grade level. Yes, and also we have there have 30 to 40 students in one class, and depending on the school, there can be as few as 2 class or many as 15 class, I think. And in each class, there is one homeroom teacher. A homeroom teacher may sometimes teach their own class subject, but in other cases, they might not be involved in teaching their subject to their class. But what surprised me the most is that Japanese school had class rotation, or maybe you can call it class change. So our classmates changed every year. In Japan, class rotations are common practice in many schools, especially during from one grade to another. At the end of each academic year, students are typically into new classes with different classmates and a different homeroom teacher. The purpose of class rotation is to promote like socially studies, cooperation, and a sense of belonging among students. And the class rotation often carefully planned by our school teachers, and considering various factors such as academic performance and personality and gender balance to create the balanced and harmonious classes. Also, some students may feel a bit sad about the class change. And I also feel sad about class change because my best friend and me maybe will be a different class. So it's very common for friends who were in the same class last year and to be placed in different class this year. And students often find themselves in the same class with unfamiliar people, leading to new friendship. And by the way, in China, we didn't have the class change. So it's a very big difference between Japan and China. Okay, now let's talk about inside of the school building. As I mentioned earlier, since everyone has their own class, they have their own classroom, each class. And in Japanese middle schools, lockers are usually inside the classroom. Okay, actually I have a bigger locker picture in here, but it can't show it. In my mind, Japanese middle school lockers are also don't have doors, and high school locker have doors and keys. The main reason is probably that in middle school, it was not allowed to bring personal smartphone like or maybe wallets or money, so we didn't have to worry about the incidents. But I still feel like in high school, private space become more important. And usually we put our textbook, notebooks, and many subject things we often use in class inside the lockers. During exam, we put our belongings like bags in the lockers to prevent cheating. And by the way, in middle school, entering other classes was not allowed. So if you lose something, you will first discuss it within your own class. And on the back wall of the classroom, there are posters and everyone's works you can see in the classroom back. And there are many things such as artwork and essays. The poster include the weekly cleaning schedule and important notes. And each student has their own seat. You can see the other picture. The seats are changed random on the monthly or 2 weeks basis. In my class, we used to draw lots to decide the seatings change. It was exciting time to me. And beyond the window, you can see it's a schoolyard. And a schoolyard in Japan is typically a special outdoor area where students can active and have their PE class. And in addition, you might find traditional elements like cherry blossom, the pink tree, or Japanese gardens, providing a serene and to have a Japanese environment for the students. Also in Japan, schoolyards are divided into two types, area covered with sand and area with grass. In my experience, also the middle school yards also covered by sand, and in high school we have a grass yard. Okay, now we are back to inside the school. And this is our hallway. And also you can see in the picture in the right side, we have a water tap. And in Japanese school hallway, they have a water tap, and before eating or after outdoor active, everyone washes their hands, and maybe sometimes we wash our clothes or shoes, and to keep the clean and healthy. And also we have music room in school. So music room in Japan is a very special space within a school or other educational institutions. where students learn and practice music. It had many music instruments such as pianos and guitars, drums, and other traditional Japanese instruments like did everyone heard about shamisen or koto? And students use the music room for group practice and music class. It's a place where they can explore their musical talents and develop their skill under the guidance of music teacher. And one room found in every school is a library. It's a very small library in my middle school, but we can read and lend the books if we want. And they have many, and the library typically houses fiction and non-fiction books and like magazine and newspaper, and we have many type of books we have. And it's also a quiet and peaceful environment where students can study, read, and engage it in self-directed learning. And springtime is over and summer has begun. In early June, we have a sports day or a sports festival. By the way, it's every year, but in 2020 in my high school, because of COVID-19, we didn't have the sports day. But also often we have sports day in every year's June. It is a traditional event held in Japanese school, and it's involved the participations of students who from team basic on their grade or class and compete in various sports and activities. The sports day is not only sports competition, but also traditional Japanese game like relay race and obstacle course and bouldering. Students prepare for these events in advance and showcase their teamwork and competitive spirit. Okay, moreover, the sports day often become enjoyable events for family and the local community. Parents and community members come to support the student, so they also have a food stand and other attraction available. The Japanese sports days preserve the traditions and culture of the school while providing a platform for students to showcase their athlete ability and celebrate teamwork. And in team sports, there are events like class relay and opening ceremony. And you can see the beautiful flag here, shown here, were made by students from each class. In Japan, okay, I will have to show you a picture later. And a class flag is a is a unique and colorful representation of each class in school. Students work together to design and create these flags, which often bear the class name or symbol of the represent their unity and spirits. Like, for example, class A might have red. The red means we have a class color, and which represent each class with a different color. Like my class in grade 1 was white because I was C class, And class A might have red and class B might have maybe yellow, and so on, allowing easy to find your class and your team. And the class flag are designed based on the class color, and their content can be anything the student choose. Like if your class color is red, and you can draw maybe a fish or a bird, firebird. And if your color is yellow, you can draw the tiger. And it's anything is okay. And now I'd like to introduce a few fine competition. Okay, what you see here is a 3-leg race. The 3-legged race is a fun and entertaining team game where two people tied by one of their leg together, and creating a 3-leg effect. And the tied leg belong to different teammates, so requiring them to coordinate their movements closest to move forward. Okay, the next is it's a centipede race. It sounds maybe it sounds disgusting, but it's a Japanese sport festival, traditional sports. And it's a very fun relay race where participants from a human chain, and we will the team members link their ankles by rope and hold on to each other's shoulder to create a connected line. And it's a little bit difficult to explain, so I have a short video for it. Wait. Oh, sorry, Tiffany, can I show the video?
I think so.
How?
If you can show it on the PPT, then you can probably show it.
But it doesn't work.
Then I'm not sure.
Wait. Wait, I'm not sure. Sorry, can you wait me a second? Okay, maybe not, I think.
If it doesn't work, then I think you can just like do the rest of the presentation.
Okay. So let's do the next part. And the final events, we always have it's a club competition related this. And before that, do you know that what is Japanese school club? And also we called it bukatsu in Japanese, and the bukatsu refers to extracurricular club activities that take place in school. And this club cover a wide range of interests and it's a very important part of the education systems. And students also have the opportunity to participate in various clubs such as sports, music, arts, and maybe culture club. And okay, and sorry. And the school club in Japanese is a very important part because some students are very strong at their sports, and it's always a team represent their schools, and we have many races, and also they can have the games on the Japan and all of the Japan. And the club competition relays is a relay race where each club competes as a team. And each club's member take part in a relay race and representing their club. And you can see like they are using their club things, the various things as buttons. By the way, the art club runs white paintings every year, and it's my favorite club. And you can see the art club in the middle of the picture. And I have this video too, but I think it can't play. So it's like this. And in the right, we have a candle club, and I don't know what this club is. And we have baseball club and swimming club. And okay, and it's summer occasion come to the end, and when it comes to October, the second school events begun. It's our Carol's festival. It's just like a sports festival. Each class showcase their singing as a team, and every year the rents a very beautiful place near the school and inviting neighbors, parents, and maybe sometimes we have a musician to come to hear our singing. And each class sing 2 songs with a pianist and the pianist will choose by the class. And after class finish, and we have the excellent award from each grade, and the musician will choose the best class. And everyone works hard every day in practice to be chosen for the excellent awards. And of course, not only the music, but also art is showcased as a part of the arts. And the students created the individual paintings based on their imagine of the class song. Like, how did you imagine your songs? Like, what is the color was, and what does it mean. And these paintings are chosen within the class, and the top 3 are displayed at this big place. In addition, excellent awards from the grade level Imagine Arts are selected, so everyone is putting in a lot of efforts. Also, as shown in the website, the student from the art club created the backdrop as well. You can see the 31 in the red pictures, and always we cut the clock. We always cut the colored paper and created this backdrop. And also they are from okay, I have pictures, and also they are from different grades. Both were my class. They are connections and accompanist, and everyone's got on stage to singing. But the sad thing was in 2019 maybe, and the third year, the last festival was cancelled because of COVID-19, because the government said it was very dangerous to singing. And I have a video too, but I think I can't play it. So maybe if I can play this at the last time, at the last of PowerPoint, maybe I can play it. Yes, and actually we have a pianist, and always the pianist play the piano to help the class singing, and I have the video for it's me play the piano, but it cannot play it. Yes, and at that time I used to borrow the piano in the music room for practice, and it's very close to the performance pianos session, and all of my friends who play pianos can borrow the piano in the music room after school time. And it's my friends who play violins after school time. Okay, and time was very fast, and our graduation ceremony come. Okay, March 2020, I graduated from my middle school, and we had the graduation ceremony on the day. And during the ceremony, we are speech by school officials, teachers, and students. Like this, and we sang a song, and we sang a school song to thank our teachers and our parents. And you can see the parents sitting on here, and we stand up to sing the song. And these are our teachers, and okay, and our teacher dressed in formal clothes, including kimono or hakama. It's a Japanese traditional clothing. I think it's the best clothes to when the ceremony is the best traditional clothes. And among the students, we write message to each other and exchange gifts as tokens of appreciation. Like this, we have pictures and gifts and present and the message from our teachers. And saying goodbye to my middle school friend was sad, and and everyone was crying, but there was no time to be sadness because my high school life began early. Yes, and next is my high school in Japan. In April 2020, I started my high school life, and I entered to Taisei High School. It was a private school, and private high school in Japan are educational institutions that are funded and operated. And it's different with public school because like all the public school routes is same, but in private school it's different. And in public school, high school and middle school, the government is the top of all the school. But in private school, maybe the school teachers is the top, and all the students have to allow their like what they say, and all the students have to hear the school teacher say. And maybe it's a not good things, but also in Japan, private school have more money. It's a little bit rich than public school, so there were very beautiful school building and like this window, and all the things was beautiful than my middle school. And and of course there were screen in the classroom, and the school routes become more relaxed compared to middle school. Like bring the smartphone was allowed, and there was a cafeteria where we could freely buy our lunch and ice cream in our break time. And we even used tables during classes. It marked the beginning of an enjoyable high school life. Yes, and okay, by the way, in high school, there was no school lunch. And so we have two options. Bring our lunchbox, like we call it bento in Japanese, or buying food at a cafeteria. Still, the cafeteria food was very delicious. The menu changed every day, and it were very healthy. But the bad point was it's very expensive, and so in high school, lunch expense came out of my own pocket, so it's a little bit expensive to student to eat school lunch every day, I think. So all of my friends there bring their own lunchbox to the school, but it's also free in winter, and sometimes it will work you houses because like in summer it's very hot outside, so I think it's not good to house it. And similar to middle school, the sports festival was supposed to be held in June, was cancelled because the COVID-19 situation. Government said it was very dangerous. As a result, the school festival held in September became our first high school event. As in my high school, in place of the school events, we have a school festival. The high school culture festival is an very common event where students showcase their talents, creativity, and interest through the variety of activity and performance. Like the dance club always show their dance performance, and music club, and maybe sometimes like art club will have their show in the classroom. And yes, and on dance club and music club. Sorry. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. Next fix. And also the dance club will have the performance on the stage, and many students will see the performance. It was very amazing, and it deep moved to me. And oh, sorry, Tiffany, where can we end?
So we're going a little bit over time. So
Okay.
if you still have more of the presentation, of course you can finish
Yes,
it.
I think
Yeah.
so. It's a little bit long. Maybe I have about. So
Yeah, so I think it would be cool if you could of course finish the presentation, but to the audience, the seminar does end. It ended like 5 minutes ago, so you guys, if you guys have something else to do, you can feel free to leave. But there's still more of the presentation, so if you guys are still interested, please feel free to stay as well.
okay. Okay, so sorry that it's a little bit overtaken. So it's our school festival, and yes, we have a treasure hunt. And the other thing it's our students to student make it like blackboard arts, and we have prides, and it's a making process. Like we use all the things we can use to make the beautiful treasure hunts. And also we have class t-shirts, like it's designed by our classmates who is very good at arts, and you can see they have our class name. It's a grade 1 K class, and our theme on the t-shirts. And it's the high school sports days. And yes, we have, can see this, we have a class flag like this. The 2B class and the D class was my middle school class, and the 2L class was my high school class, and we always painting our class flag after our school time. And in school we have many funny program too, like we call it Typhoon's Eyes, and a lot of funny program. And the summer vacation come, and yes, there was many beautiful Japan place like Enoshima, and our student always do firework like this. And also they have a fireworks festival the biggest firework, and we will go to the see firework and maybe eat some delicious food with our friends, or maybe our like girlfriend or boyfriend with couple. And the second year school festival, and we have a theme was casino, and all the things we made it, and we made the rules to play with the guests. And actually, we had a school trip in grade 2 November 2021, but it's because COVID-19 we canceled it. And actually, in Plan A, we should go to the Okinawa, like the Japanese Hawaii. It's a very beautiful place, but we canceled the trip. So in Plan B, we go to the day trip around the Tokyo, like this. And in winter vacations, 2021 December, and I have Okinawa trip with my family, and this is the real Okinawa. All the photos taken by me, and they have a beautiful fish, and I went diving. And the next year sports day was come in June, and only the third year student have a program. It's cheering group, and it's not only the girl, always the boy and girls. And we have to dance and show our performance to everyone. And yes, we have a very funny program too. And it's, can you see the red side picture? It's our teacher's team, and our teacher will join the program too with students. This. And in third years, we had a school trip in Disney, just a day trip, but it was very funny. We went to the Tokyo Disney Sea, and it ended with our class and group. And the last school festival in September, the only third year student can do is food stand, and we sell the donuts to the guest. And you can see in the right side picture, you can see some class sell the like Chinese food, and some class sell ice cream or waffles, have many tables. And the last was university exchange exam. It's a very long time. Maybe it's always September to March. And it's different systems like January exchange exam and recommendation-based exchange. It's a little bit different. And always January, or it's like we will write our text and just yes, and we have a test just to write your opinion. But in recommend, we also have to talk to someone, maybe it's university professor, and in recommend best exchange. The general exchange exam like SAT in America, and recommend like just talk to professor, and it will based on your personality and your talk level and your skill. And also they have a like crime schools in Japan, and everyone work hard to enter a good university. And of course they have a many my friends around me gave me a cheering goods, like the misanga in the left pictures, and it means good luck in your games or in your exams. and my teacher wrote the message on my English book, and the red picture was the date that I take exam. And last, the graduation ceremony in my high school, this year March, just 5 months ago, and I have a graduation ceremony, and I give my homeroom teachers a gift and message and flower because she helped me a lot when I was disappointed in the exam. And it's our high school life, and it's a lot of funny thing and interesting thing. And last, it was very happy memory to me, and I learned a lot of things from my high school life, like the important thing of my friends and my families. And I think it's will be the best memory to me in my life. Yes, and today I think I talked a lot with my my English is not very good, and I have talked a lot, and there might have been parts that everyone knows as well as parts that were new. Some might have been overwhelmed with new information. I would be glad if today's conversation speaks every a bit of interest in Japan's education, school, and day life. As I mentioned at the beginning, I want to continue sharing things I am familiar with and know about, and I want to help people around the world. And it's challenge to respect something you don't understand. I feel the same way. When we don't understand something, we tend to hold onto basic opinions. However, I always try to understand, and I'm looking forward world where people respect each other, and I work toward that goal every day. And today, maybe today I spoke to this number of people, but it might become 1,000 or 10 of thousand in the future. And with that goal in mind, I want to study, increase my knowledge, my language, and aim even higher. And thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you everyone for attending this symposium. That's gonna be pretty much it. Thank you.